Alright, we'll work on a little Briggs again here again. And we're not going to do much today. I think where I left you off is, here's the 3/8 shaft that's going to hold the fan. And the fan has a 3/16 hole, so I'm just going to lay that down to a 3/16. So that'll go on there. That's got an Allen screw in the back there to tighten it on. So that'll once we trim that down, that'll be done. Now we just got to cut that to length, and then I have to make a bushing for this. Go from a 1/2 inch down to 3/8. I got a whole box full of bushings here, but not what I need, right? Isn't that always the way it is? All right. So. Like I said, this video ain't gonna be that exciting or nothing. You know, if you're not into that, if you're not into the little baby lathe, then you can turn it off now. I won't be offended. I understand. So let's move over there, and I'll meet you guys that are staying here. We'll meet you over at the lathe. All right, I took this 3/8 bar and cut it by hand, the old-fashioned way with a hacksaw, and marked up here. I got to cut in about a 1/2 inch, but. This is the kind of thing that takes time with these engines, you know. You got to make all these little tiny parts and everything. So I'm all set up here. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, let me get comfortable and then we'll get started. All right, what I'm going to do is I like using these this little gauge here. And that's the hole. That's a little bigger than I want. So when I get to that hole, I know that's where I want. I don't like using calipers and micrometers and stuff like this for this kind of stuff. You know, this here I can take and I can throw it around, throw it on the ground, and we're good. So that's just me. All right, let's see what we got here. Put some oil on there for you guys that like the oil. It's talking to me. I hear it. It's talking to me. I'm going to cut that down and then we'll get back to you. Okay, I had to readjust some of this stuff. I think I grabbed a bit here that wasn't adjusted. You know, we might have just put it in there from the factory and everything, and it was riding high. That's why it was screeching like that. Plus, it wasn't cutting very well, so now I got it adjusted a little bit better. Let's try that again. I moved you guys over a little bit, so I don't know, maybe you can see a little better. That's what I'm talking about. I'm cutting a little fast now because we're just trying to get some of the meat off of there. Cutting much better though. so much oil on there I can't see my end piece. I say we're cutting quite a bit off of here at one time. So. Might not look like it's a lot, but it is for this little guy. Alright, I'm going to take it down to where we need it, and then I'll turn you guys back on. Okay. Alright, I'm down there. I'm right where I want to be. That's even a little loose, so that's... you know, it's tough to judge with these because, you know, like I say, there's so much slop. But I got to where I want, and this here is the fan. And it's just about going on here. Look, if I let go of it, it'll stay. So instead of taking a chance and cutting it too small, I'm just going to hit it with a file and you know, play with it till it works. Sneak up on it, as we say in the business. Like it did much, but it did quite a bit. Matter of fact, if I want to, I can keep forcing that on, but I don't want to do that. I'm going to trim it down a little bit more. Alright, you guys take a rest. I'm going to trim that down just another millionth. Alright, yeah, we got that absolutely perfect, and it goes on a little bit, but don't go on all the way. So. Like it goes on, like I said, it goes on maybe about 3/16. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit it with a little sandpaper here, if you don't mind. Alright, don't you try that at home. A little unconventional, but it works for us. Okay, that's pretty good. I might hit it with a little more sandpaper, but you know what? I bet you I could turn that on and turn that into a fan. It's pretty close, though. Got pretty close tolerances there. I hate to tell you, but that fan ain't throwing much air at all. Ay, ay, ay. Alright. Get at that. Hardly ain't doing anything. Alright, let me clean that up. I just realized this fan is turning in reverse. That's why it wasn't throwing any wind. I'm going to stick it on a drill. See? That's the opposite way it should be going. I'm going to throw that on a drill and see how much air it really throws. Road King kills me. Alright, we got it on the drill now. Now it works a little better. See? That might be what it runs at. Maybe a little slower, but at least it works now. Alright, let's see about making a little bushing. Alright, gonna make a bushing for this now. 1/2 inch down to 3/8. It's not going to take much because I already have a nice long piece of a 1/2 inch stock here, so that shouldn't be too much trouble. And then we'll just drill a hole through it on the lathe. Going old school here with the hacksaw. I don't want to move all this stuff here to get to the saw. Alright, I got these in the lathe here. we're just going to face it off, make both ends square, and then we'll bore a hole through it. Okay, got a little nub there. That means it's a millionth off center, which is fine with me. I'll take care of that later. But still got more to take off here. Okay. Like I said, I'm not worrying about that nub there. I'll just sand it off. Alright, let me flip that over and then face the other side. Alright, this side actually doesn't look too bad at all, so let's see how it goes. Okay, gotta give it a little more. Just took care of that little nub there. Just took a. That's it. You just want it to, so it won't throw your bit off when you do this. Also, I want to round the edge off here a little bit. Alright, that's plenty good. Alright, let's flip her around. I love this little lathe. You guys don't have it, you should go out and get one. Right now. Okay, I should have done this before. Right, see it has a little titty on there? There you go. Instead of adjusting all this, I must have been using that to cut a little bit under on the last piece I did. Okay, there you go, all done. Pretty good. Alright, let's set up a drill and let's do some boring. Alright, I backed you guys up a little bit. I'm going to take one of these, I don't know what the hell they're called. I'm going to call it a center drill. But feels like pretty sharp. I'm going to stick that in our little tail stock here. Try not to get in your way. This, I bet you're not going to be able to see anything. We're just going to make a little divot there just to make a center point. Must not be the sharpest. Lost my oil stick here. There we go. Like I said, it's just going to make a little center hole. You can't see what I'm doing down here, but every time you make a move on these little leads, you got to unbolt everything. Okay, that should be pretty good. Dead nuts. Let me go get a couple of drills. We'll make a couple passes on that. All right, ready to try. Now I'm gonna go with a 3/16 bit here. It was a 9/32, I think. All right, I'm gonna use oil on it. And let's see. You might see some movement and everything. No, don't get excited. You know, it's only a hobby mill. It's only a hobby lathe. nice sharp bit. I don't know if you can see it, but when you see the little curlies coming out of there, both sides, and they're pretty uniform, that's a sign of a good bit. Anytime you see them coming over with little curlies like that, it's a good bit. So we're getting a little shake and shimmy out of this, but it's good enough for us. Alright, we should almost be through. I'll get back to you when we put the next bit in. Alright, I think we're through. Here we go. Alright, let me pull this out of the way. Alright, stuck the bigger bit in there. This is 3/8 is what we want, so let's see how she goes. Cut pretty good. Making a little noise, making a little smoke. Seems to be cutting pretty good. I don't know where the noise is coming from. I'm sure somebody will tell me. But it's only a dirty bushing. I think we're through. I think that noise might be sort of like the effects of a whistle, you know what I mean? I'm going through a hole that's already there. But I don't know. It's pretty good though. Let me back this out of the way here. Look at it. That looks pretty good. Alright, I think I might put a file to the inside there just to chamfer it a little bit. Let me see if I can find something that small. Alright, I got sort of a tiny baby half round here. Alright, that's all I want. I'm going to flip it around here. You know, this is the kind of thing that these little lathes are good for. I mean, just these cheap, dirty little bushings, you know. Because you don't know what size you're going to need or when or however. And it's only going to take a couple of minutes to make. Let me just do it with my little file. There we go. There you go. Yeah, some of you guys might find this boring. It's boring, I bored the hole. But it's all part of the job. Alright, let's take it out and go try it on for size. Alright, I'll try and stay in frame here. Here's what we got. We got the fan on this 3/8 shaft that I cut down to 3/16 for the fan blade. That's held on with an Allen screw. And then we got this bearing that I made. Like I said, that's not pressed on all the way because I'm going to have to unpress them to weld that on. So that's going to go on there. And put that down a second. Here's our sprocket that we need, and here's our little bushing we just made, and that seems to work good. pretty tight fit. And actually, the sprocket actually has two Allen keys in there, which is good because then I could actually tighten that in and put that in there. And then this one here, I could drill all the way through and that'll hold it onto the shaft. Funny how things work out. So then that'll go on here. I can't tighten that for you right now, but it's going to be like right there. And then we're going to weld that bearing right to the thing there. Yeah, like I say, Mike was talking about making this bracket here come off of here and go down to here, and then maybe have a couple legs go down to the, you know, the base here. But you know, this thing here is so solid. I don't really think I'll need it. You know, I mean, after all, it's just going to be spinning that fan. It's not like it's going to be yanking and tugging or anything. So I think we'll be okay just with that top brace there. So let's see how that works. Okay, so all we got to do now is I got full links here, but I think I'm going to use a half link. A lot of guys said, you know, put these, you know, elongate the holes and everything like that. We didn't want to do that. And this here, if it has, you know, just a little bit of slop, that's fine with us. You know, because if you move that, then this got to be moved, and then that got to be moved, and then, you know, because you're going to be running 2 chains, you know, and then you got all kinds of, we just didn't want that, you know. We'll be fine, that'll be fine. And somebody else mentioned about, you know, I said there's, let me back you up here. Come on, back up. You're as far back as you can go. Alright, when I mentioned this, can you see it? Yeah. I mentioned we're gonna run a line here and then put a loop. And I probably exaggerated because I'm just saying I'm making a loop. You know, and everybody thinks that there's going to be a loop going like this now. You know, like 4 inches higher than the radiator. It's not. It's probably just going to be a little loop here. You know. But anyway, you know, they're worried about air getting in the loop. You know, it's not going to happen with just the pure volume of the water and the pressure from this pump. Ain't no way you're going to get an airlock in this engine. So I thought I'd address that. I mean, it's a good point. I mean, if you got a big V8 and you're worried about airlock and all kinds of stuff like that, but when you're, you know, that's not even 12 inches away from where that lock would be in the pump. So if that was a problem, we would do something else. We would run the loop sideways or something. We would find a way around it. But right now it's not a problem. So we don't address problems that aren't there yet. But thanks for bringing it up. So, alright, so that's where we're at. So the next time you see us, we'll be welding this bracket up and putting the chain on and possibly running it. So you may only be 1 video away from this thing running. 1 or 2. Alrighty, enough of this.